I just wanna lay down and just watch TV. And
Why? Because we have a cause and effect, and the cause of that, it's like your inner world. It's just
said perception is really all we have. That is our experience. That is our life. How we view it.
to you and think, oh, you're so good, you're so amazing, but it's not. You're fake. Just angles, you're like you're the best ever. You know, like you're miserable or something.
Words carefully because they're listening, man.
I had super bad self-esteem. Like,
Kissing ass and
guys, that's Andrew Stark and Kato Stark. We are not brothers, but today we're gonna talk about you don't have 99 problems, you have only one. And what is that? We'll explain to you. So, Kato,
we do not have 99 problems. We have one, which is the ego and the manifestations of the ego. It affects everything because it affects your perception of yourself and the world. And that is essentially your experience. That is what your life is. Your life is not the physical. Your life is your perception. And that is why we only have one problem. And if we fix this one issue, then we won't have any problems in anything that we do.
how do you see this issue?
Well, I see this issue that your perception, your ego, it affects work because there's this power struggle, there's this kissing ass and doing a bunch of things that really matter. All they do is they just fuel your ego and they make you feel better about yourself when it's really not yourself feeling better, it's your ego feeling better. They also affect your relationships. When you argue, you usually try to protect your ego rather than solving the issue. In
Yeah.
spirituality, it's a huge issue because you think you're building yourself and you're becoming stronger and wiser when really it's just your ego being inflated. It's not actually enlightenment. Exactly. And one day it's gonna pop. It's gonna pop, and you're gonna absolutely lose your mind because you're so attached. That's the honestly the biggest problem. The one problem we have is ego being too big, and the main aspect of that is attachment. Once you become attached to things, anything can break you down. Pain becomes suffering. It's a huge problem in society. So many people are attached to comfort, to this, to that, and it's a very drastic measures are required for a complicated mind, and most people nowadays have very complicated minds because of their ego.
So,
People 1,000 years ago would be very happy and very lucky, feel very lucky to have what you have, but you don't see it that way because you're so attached to validation and caring what people think. And I mean, we could talk about this for hours and hours. You know what I mean? So how do we shrink it into 20 minutes? It's really your perception. Your perception is everything.
try to open up perception. Perception is a good thing to talk.
Okay, so your perception, like I mentioned at the start,
Mhm.
your perception is all you have. You think that you are a body, you have a name,
Yeah.
you're a human being, you're living in this earth. What you see, what's around you is your life, basically. When it's not, it's just your perception. It's how you perceive it. You know, if you have a perception that has gotten used, you've been overwhelmed by comfort and satisfaction and chasing desire, and you're used to it, and like nothing satisfies you anymore, nothing completes you anymore. The only thing that's left is pain. And since you were chasing those things that you like so much, you probably became attached to them. And when you became attached to the good things, you also became attached to the bad things. And when you become attached to pain, it becomes suffering. And then all you really have in life is suffering. And it all stems from this one problem of the ego becoming too big and corrupting our perception. Said perception is really all we have. That is our experience. That is our life. How we view it, how we experience it, is how it's going to be for us. You know, that's why a lot of people in poor countries who have literally nothing can walk around with a smile on their face, while some of the richest people are crying themselves to bed every night because the likes are not enough, the fame is not enough, the money's not enough. It's never enough, you know, and it all stems from perception and the ego.
Like our ego and perception on life, and we have all of these problems and etc. etc. That's so good. But one thing, how to identify and understand how this is working.
Yeah.
So we have perception, we have ego and something, but how can we identify that something like happening with us? Because, for example, we have structure, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
So we have structure. What is structure? Structure, it's you. We have foundation, right? It's you. Basically, this is your inner world. Then we have like this. This is not trees. This is not trees. And this is not brain, right? Here. Yes. So, what is that? This is our life. So basically, all of this is life. What does it mean? So here we have like finances in real world. Here we have all the buildings, cars, like for example, nature, space, everything. Here, like a little bit higher, we have family, your connection with girls, your connection with the nature, with the world, your profession, like everything that is physical, right? So everything that is physical, that is outworld, right? Outworld, right?
The outer world.
Outer world. So all you see, can touch, and if you can interact with those things, this is like life, right? Physical world. But inner world, you cannot see it, right? You cannot see it. This is like unseen. It's something unknown, something like this is not material. But why you have 99 problems? So, for example, one person have this foundation, and this foundation is not like a cement beton, you know? This foundation is super weak, you know? And if foundation is weak and insecure, and your inner world is wrong, it will affect all the physical world. So if you'd like, so for example, if a person have 99 problems and he is trying to fix all the 99 problems every single day, and probably he will fix like half of that, probably 30% of that. But in a year, you'll see like this is changing. It means like we've had like 60 problems, but then we're like, again, we have like 99 problems. So why? Because we have a cause and effect. And the cause of that, it's like your inner world. It's what is your foundation? So for example, if you're insecure, if you have a big ego, if you talk to a girl and girls say, oh, I don't like you, or she will reject you or something. If you go into the street and the beautiful girls say, oh, you're weird, you're looking bad, or something bad, like, or you're not beautiful or handsome or something. If you go to work and somebody like reject your CV 100 plus times, you know, if you created a business and after 100 leads you sailed something to nobody, you know, there's no sales. If you like lose the money for a business, you'd like to give up. It means your structure is not the best. Your structure is weak. You have a fragile structure, and everything will change when this structure will be cement. Cement, it means if you go to a street and you talk to a girl and girls say, oh, I'd like to go to a date with you. And you say, yeah, that's okay. It works, you know? If you're talking to a mom and your mother's saying you something that is like painful for you, right? Yeah, this is your opinion. This is subjective opinion. Yeah, probably I will listen to it, maybe not. And you're not stuck. You're not attached to all this, like, what people think about you, how people see you, how people talk about you and something. And obviously, you are not comparing yourself, because comparison is like a steal of joy. No. Is like
the enemy of joy.
but we are living in a digital world when we have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc., and people just go online and see all these beautiful people and they think, oh, this is or their lives, and you're watching all those lives. I did that like many times, but I mean, nothing wrong with that, but you just build a platform that will be fragile because you will compare yourself to other people, and you probably will think like, oh, but it's not. There's just human beings is you, nothing wrong with you at all. I mean, you can build yourself from a rock bottom, you can build yourself from the top. It doesn't matter, it's whatever you see. And people just faking it. Most of the people online, they just fake their lives, because I'm doing the social media as well and personal brand, and I know like many people who do like online things, and they're not perfect at all. They're not like psychologically, not everybody have a good cement structure, like in inner foundation. Most of the time there's just narcissists, or they have traumas or something, but this is individual to you, and think, oh, you're so good, you're so amazing, but it's not. You're fake because you're trying to like, you're trying to portray, you're trying to like to show angles. You're like, you're the best ever, like you're the best ever, but it's not. You're just a human being with your inner world, and sometimes it's like, it's fragile. As fragile structure, you'll be better. You and everything here, like your finances, your life, your family, everything will try to fix without you. So if you have a good structure, everything will start to fix without your like участь, participation, right?
Everything will solve without you trying, basically.
So, Akeda, what do you think about this? Can you explain for your perspective? Yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think basically what you're trying to say is that we do have 99 problems, and they consist of how much money we have, how many people like us, how strong our work life is, how successful our work life is, how successful our family life is, how good we look, how much exercise we do, etc., etc. It never stops, and you run around all day. You run around all day trying to fix these things in the same way that you're like running around with a bucket trying to catch rainwater, and eventually it overflows. And no matter how much more you catch, as if the bucket is full, it's going to overflow. But if you just fix the leak in the bucket, or you get a bigger bucket, as in you fix yourself, as in you build a strong inner foundation, all of these problems will start to fix themselves, because one, you're more secure in yourself. You're not going to give up as easily. Things are not going to affect you as much. You're going to have more energy, and you're more likely to take care of yourself, eat better, exercise, sleep better, etc., etc. And the main thing about this is you wouldn't even care what those things about, the work, the life, the family life, the work. You won't even care what goes wrong there, because you will be secure in yourself. You will know that as long as I'm alive, as long as nobody's dying, nobody has a serious mental, and nobody has a serious illness, it doesn't matter. Everything is okay. All of those things that insecure people care about, you don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a win-win. Not only do the problems fix themselves, because you're not letting every little thing get in your way, but if they don't fix themselves, you don't even care, because you are secure in yourself, and you are just happy to be alive, or at least at peace with yourself and with the world. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say.
Yeah, I agree. And really important part is confidence. When you respect yourself, when you love yourself, and you have a confidence. Because if you're unconfident, it'll be much harder, because some people, or when you're thinking about yourself negatively, and you have lots of like thoughts that comes you to a bad place, to a rock bottom, like you're miserable, or some narcissistic disorder, or narcissistic tendencies. tendencies, yeah, such a hard thing because for a narcissist person, like this world is hard. Why? Comparison on social media first, not stable, unstable, self-esteem, and
Hmm.
probably they care too much about what people think about them. So it's like a triple thing. But why I'm talking about this, because some people say, "Oh, you're a narcissist. Oh, you're a narcissist." We see that. We see that. Some people say I'm not narcissist. I don't know, because there are two types of people. So, for example, I mean, with the narcissist syndrome, I'm not the psychiatrist or psychologist. I don't remember, but you can be a severe narcissist, and you can be like something in the middle, or in the lower section of narcissist. So probably it's something like kind of unhealthy, but at the same time it's controllable. So you can change it. You can affect on it. So for example, I'm like in the mid or in the lower section, because I'm not thinking about myself every single day. I'm the best. My self esteem can be stable, and in some things like I'm moving probably like a narcissist. Sometimes I can say like wrong stuff, you know, but sometimes I mean not the wrong stuff. I can feel my. Are you here? Yeah. Okay.
I was just frozen. I was frozen, bro.
Do I need to continue about this, like about narcissist disorder or not?
Well, it's honestly, bro, there are so many flipping narcissists out there nowadays. Like, so words carefully because they're listening, man.
I mean, being a narcissist, because I'm talking about myself as well, this is not a bad thing, and you can change it.
I think what you're trying to say is there are many of us have narcissistic tendencies, and not all of those narcissistic tendencies are bad. You can use some of them as fuel. Like, if you, for example, if you're insecure about your body, if you're insecure about your intellect, your wisdom, go read a book, go start working out. Narcissists are more likely to do that than the person that is like, I just want to lay down and just watch TV. But I mean, like, narcissists, something is bothering them, and a lot of them are more likely to change. However, the key is that you don't lose yourself in those tendencies. You don't lose yourself in your insecurities, because it will never be enough. You could have Cristiano Ronaldo's body. You could have, you could have Carl Jung's intellect. You can have a philosopher's wisdom, but you will never, ever, ever feel like you're enough, because your insecurities are through the roof, and you will never be happy. You'll never be at peace. And so you have to start with that first. Don't go out there and change what's out there until you change yourself,
I probably forget about this, because all of my life before like maybe the last year, I was always thinking like, no, I'm not good enough. I'm not like I always had that imposter syndrome. But right now, I just don't care, because I'm living in the moment. I don't care about this. And probably, if you're thinking you're a narcissist, probably not. If you can, so for example, if somebody give you a critic about yourself, and you're not that attached to those critic, and you can use it, narcissist person, like true narcissist, say like something bad about that, or not even like all be, or he will be in a pain, like emotional pain. And if you can identify that you have narcissistic tendencies, and you'd like to change it, you're not a severe narcissist, or probably you're not narcissist at all. So able on yourself, like for example, with the inner structure, right? You think this is impossible. If you have ADHD, or you're not disciplined, or you are like you have a disease or something, you think like, oh, fix, or this is impossible to change. Because if in the beginning you're thinking like something is impossible, it's because you don't have enough information, and you didn't put yourself in the work to change it. And after some time, you won't see it as something impossible. You just see it as a common thing that you can fix.
Most people don't have a good hormonal foundation, and some people have really messed up hormones. And there could be nothing wrong with their mind. There could be nothing wrong with their life, but they just feel off. They just feel like something's wrong. And they're in a situation where they don't even know where to start, because simply just because of their hormones are not in a good place. They have low dopamine, they have low serotonin, everything is messed up in their hormonal structure, and no matter what they do, nothing feels good, nothing feels okay. And the key to overcome this is acceptance. You have to accept your situation. If you don't accept your situation, you will always be struggling. You will always be like Sisyphus, pushing the rock up just for it to fall down when it gets to the top. And then
Yeah.
all you do your life is you push a rock. You go to work 9 to 5, you push a rock up a hill, and one day that rock is going to fall on you and crush you, and your life is just going to be over. And what did you live for? What did you achieve? What was the point of your life other than just pushing this rock up a fucking hill just so your boss could have a bigger paycheck, or the people around you could be a little bit happier and more comfortable when you're around? You know, like acceptance. Acceptance is the key. That's it. That's my little speech, and that's what I have to say.
Okay, I just thinking, yeah, your situation, whatever this is it. I mean, it doesn't matter what is your situation. You can be in the rock bottom and you think everything is bad. I don't know. I'm praying to God every single day, and this is help me so much, because in the in praying you can learn how to be grateful for everything, for the creation, for the world, for the people, for every tiny opportunities, for your past, for your future, for the present moment, because the only thing we have is present moment. And I was super fragile about what girls thinking about me, and I was thinking like, oh, this girl is like elite level, or she's the last opportunity in this world for me, or something. I had super bad self-esteem. Like from a young age, I had super bad self-esteem first. Then I always wanted to prove something to everybody else. And because probably if you're a narcissist or something, you have a lot of pain inside of you. You know, you have like a hole, you know, and you like to close this hole with something, with love, with respect, with achievements, with with everything. But at the same time, I just right now I'm slow myself down, and I'm thinking like I accept my situation. I'm thinking like nothing wrong with me. I'm still 23. I can change myself 100 times more. And I'm like, who cares? I'm not the best. I'm not like the most beautiful, the smartest person on earth. And that's totally okay. That's totally okay. It doesn't matter. If 100 girls say me no, it doesn't matter. If for example I will lose more money in the business, or my new business will be a fail, it doesn't matter, because if I still like living, there's nothing wrong with that. With the failures, with mistakes, with if a girl saying I don't like to go on a date with you, or in the next 6 months my business won't work well, that's okay, because that's the part of the process. You will have mistakes, you will have failures, and you will have you'll be sad, and you sometimes probably you'll be miserable, and that's okay. It's like it's a human psyche working like that. You cannot be like energized, have tons of energy every single day without like any mistakes, and like achieve everything on this earth that you want, because yeah, suffering is the part of the process probably. And to rebuild yourself, rewire your brain, it'll be painful. It'll be not easy, simply not easy. This is possible. I truly believe in that. If you don't have a cement foundation, but yeah, you can beat all of your, probably almost all of your insecurities. You can be successful with girls. You can be successful in the business. You can be successful in connections and network. You can be successful with your mind and your body and spiritually, everything, probably everything at once, probably some part of that, maybe some like, but this is possible, but simply not easy, and simply not that fast as you think. It's not like 2 years. Probably this is more, maybe 3, 5, 10 years. It's like self-development this is a process that will be continuing till we die.